Are you rich? There are many possible answers to this question, and some may find it offensive. For many people, this question has the same meaning as, are you happy, in a sense, a blah blah blah. Of course, today I am not talking nonsense. If I really want to give you some advice to make you rich, sorry, I can't do it. However, I can use the principles of sociology and economics to tell you whether your wealth is necessary. I can tell you the answer directly. Your affluence is not only necessary, but also must, for your government, country, society, and especially yourself. On the contrary, there is absolutely no merit in being poor. Do you think I'm extreme? In many people's minds, being rich is even associated with sin, but poor people enjoy life in peace and contentment. This statement has its own truth, but have you imagined what society would be like when everyone was ascetic? Let me tell you, it was hell. Okay, let's start the analysis. The first indicator we use to analyze whether a person is rich is often consumption. It's easy to understand, right? The consumption of the poor and the consumption of the rich often show great differences. The consumption of the poor is often limited to food and clothing, but the consumption of the rich is aimed at improving the standard of living. The quantity and kind of consumer goods required for the two purposes vary widely. A person needs only water and bread to alive. But to improve the standard of living, a person's needs are largely unlimited. Next, I want to explain a very important principle in economics. Demand drives production. But this sentence is only half correct. The correct statement should be, effective demand drives production, or consumption drives production. So, in the process of consumption, what do we create? Profit. That's right. Employment. Very right. Many people's understanding stops here, but I can tell you today that your consumption brings social cohesion. Why? Because nothing brings people together more than the production that consumption creates. Let's see how much social cohesion can be created by being poor versus being rich. A subsistence man, whose consumption is limited to clothes, water, and food. How many jobs can such consumption create? Miller, farmer, water bearer, weaver. He can only unite these four kinds of people. Do you think I'm wrong? Don't be too quick to deny me. Let me tell you that the consumption of most serfs in the Middle Ages was limited to food and clothes, which could be consumed on their own farms. They didn't need to go to big cities to buy spices and silk because they couldn't afford it. Therefore, in Europe before the 12th century, no matter which country they were in, they did not have the so-called sense of national identity. All he knew was his allegiance to that lord, that's all. Because products that require a lot of cooperation to produce are luxury items that ordinary people cannot afford to consume. Next, let's take a look at the consumption level of modern people. First of all, we must admit that modern people are much richer than medieval serfs and even nobles. Let's take a look at the consumption level of modern people. Cars, computers, mobile phones, clothes, luxury goods, pet supplies, medical supplies, food, toys, cosmetics. Every piece of the stuff required a lot of collaboration to complete. In addition, the services consumed by modern people consume astronomical figures. Do you know what prerequisites you need to fly once? Building airports, planning flights, determining routes, diplomatic authority, manufacturing aircraft, aircraft maintenance, passenger services. Let me give just one example. The manufacture of Boeing 737 aircraft requires the joint completion of dozens of industrial countries. Do you know how hard-earned the services you consume are? And only for such services, human beings will form the World Trade Organization and form a global market. For the sake of commercial interests, human beings will put war aside. Please believe that people you don't know unite to serve you, not because they love you, but because they want to make money from you, and they only unite when you are rich. We also have reasons to believe that if 10% of the poor in the world become rich and have consumption power, perhaps the world would be more peaceful. So, do you want to be a hero? This time you have a chance. Be kind to yourself, and don't believe those damn struggle quotes. Even if it's not for yourself, it's for humanity, okay? So go ahead, head to the store, and save humanity. Thank you for watching. I will provide you with more content in the future. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and like it. But the most important thing is to remember to watch my videos seriously. I'm Trainee, see you soon.